Good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel Up the Reds TV with me, Andy Canby. So this is the last preview that I'm going to do this season, and it's obviously our last home game against the FA Cup winners, Crystal Palace, who we welcome to Anfield on Sunday, which is going to be start of the true big party this weekend. As we get to lift the Premiership trophy at home in front of the Reds. And as you can see, I've got my T-shirt on from Scouts Republic. I'm hoping for a new T-shirt to come by the weekend so I can get that worn and celebrate at Anfield. So let's start. Arne Slot's press conference. No holds barred from him. First question he was asked about was about can Mo win the Ballon d'Or? He says he's got every chance this season. If not, hopefully next season. That's how highly he rates Mo Salah. He said, hopefully he can get that one over the line. As for me personally, I'm not really arsed about the Ballon d'Or. Never have been. It's a French trophy, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, it's voted by journalists in France for the best footballer in Europe. Obviously, Mo's won it in this country for the Professional Writers Association, or whatever they call themselves. And he got 90% for that. So congratulations on that, Mo. Then he was asked the inevitable about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Would he start? Would he play? His first answer was, I've not made my decision yet. And then I'm just going to push it on a bit from what another journo said, because he also said that I've had conversations with Trent at the beginning of the season, pre-season, and also we've talked about, we've had conversations recently in my office multiple times. Now, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold told Arne Slot at the beginning of the season he wasn't going to play for him next season. This was his last season. So Arne Slot then pulls him in, saying, you're not pulling your weight in training. And then he says, well, I'm not going to be here next season. That's unprofessional for me from the start. Okay. No player should be doing that at all. It's like I said, it's unprofessional. And then from then on, you can see what it's been like. I know I said in my last video, on the video before, I don't want to talk about Trent, but I haven't brought this up. Arne Slot's brought it up. And he said, look, to Trent, look, I think you're a good defender, regardless of what people say. But you need to be putting the effort in for me. So obviously he wasn't putting the effort in early doors. And then you can see how he dealt with that. He obviously didn't give a shite, did he really? He said, look, season's over. And he even said Trent's going to Real Madrid. And he said, I've handed Xabi Alonso his first gift. But yeah, so on that point, I don't think he's going to start him. He might be on the bench. He might be in the stands. I'm not so sure. Fans have been riled again with pictures and photos coming out from his family and his PR about the summer of '66 that he's thrown at the AXA training ground for the players and the wives and the children. So yeah, it just gets bad to worse for him. But he's got to deal with that, hasn't he? Okay. So Arne Slot was asked, look, there's been a bit of since we've won the Premier League, there's been a bit of a drop off And he said, well, if you look at the 3 games, it's a tough way to go to Chelsea, tough way to, it was a tough one at home to Arsenal, and tough one away on Monday at Brighton. We have conceded 8 goals in those 3 games, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, we took the foot off the gas. There's nothing to play for, and that's what you would expect. However, me personally, we've got to win this game, haven't we? Against a very good Crystal Palace team, and they are very good. I was at the game last season when we got beat by them. Probably that was one of the catalysts of us not winning the league as well. He was asked about how do you motivate the players. He said, look, we've won this trophy. What I'm looking for in the 8th of July is that the players come back with the elite mentality. Now, what he meant by that is that we've got 4 competitions to compete for, and he will know on the 8th of July how they've looked after themselves in the next, is it 43, 44 days that they've got off? I know there's some internationals and friendlies early doors, isn't there, in first week or 2 in June, but after that the players are all relaxed. They can go on holiday with the families, chill out and do whatever they're doing, put stuff on Instagram as they do, but at the same time they've got to be looking after themselves, and I thought that was really good insight from Arne, making us want to be elite winners and not being, well, this is not a one-off, is it really? Because it's the second league title that we've won in 5 years. So he was asked about Joey Gomez as well. He says Joey Gomez is probably the nicest person that you'll meet on and off the pitch. Hopefully he can see if he can get some minutes. He was close, he said, the other night, and there was a place available on the bench. So he's saying, look, he's hoping that there could be possibly some minutes for him in the Palace game. Well, I hope so as well. There's been lots of talk about letting him, because he's not scored a goal, has he, for Liverpool? If we get a penalty in the last minute, give it to Joey to take. We have to be a bit more professional than that. I know it's nice for things like that to be said. He also mentioned the squad that he inherited. I like the quote when he said, we haven't changed much. It's been the same 99% of what Jurgen was doing, but you can clearly see that he has tweaked things massively for me. He's had the same players as Jurgen. He probably couldn't get a tune out of them playing Jurgen's way. He's made them look after the ball better, off the field things. He's changed that. It's not been 24/7. A couple of days before match day that the players are spending together. They're sleeping in their own beds on home games, and things like that have made a difference, a contribution to the lads winning the Premier League, and that's all down to Onslaught and his coaching staff. So just going on them last 3 games, he said, look, we could have done things better, but I also liked other things that I saw. I think for the last game, he's probably looking at Dom Slobsai's new position that he played. He got some benefits out of that. So, but he said, look, the drop off was 1%, 2%, and you'll get punished in the Premier League. And he's right. That has been our drop off since we've won the league. So I also liked the quote that he said. What was it? Excuses are for teams that don't win the league. I think he's having a go at Arsenal there, isn't he? And Arteta. Arteta again this week has had a lot to say. Obviously he said they were the best team in Europe. Well, the best team in North London that's done well in Europe is Tottenham. So there you go. So was on about the 1%, 2%. He said, look, we weren't blocking or stopping the shots coming in or crosses coming in. That does make a difference. So, yeah, there was talk about Luis Diaz from Deco, the sporting director of Barcelona, saying that he was an admirer of his. I love the line that Arne came back with and said that he was an admirer of Lamine Yamal and Rafinha, but that was just the way that he was. So yeah, right, okay, that's enough from me. I will do a post match. Probably do it on the Monday after the parade. Okay, because there will be a lot going on. Apparently, the trophy will be handed to, and that's another nice touch that the Premier League have done. That one of the greats of Liverpool, and I'm as an oldie, I'm talking about Alan Hansen, 8 league titles that he'd won in his illustrious career at Liverpool. I think we signed him from Partick Thistle. Those were the days when we went up the road to Scotland to get the best Scottish players. So it's nice as a centre half to be giving the trophy to another world class centre half in Virgil van Dijk. I think that's a nice touch from the Premier League. Remember when we won the first one 5 years ago? It was Kenny Dalglish that passed it on to Jordan Henderson. But yeah, that is a really, really nice touch. Obviously, there'll be loads of ex-players there, and Jurgen Klopp's going to be there as the invite of the club, or it could be invite of Arne. He confirmed that in the press conference as well. So there'll be tears for the big man, and I hope that we sing his song, and he appreciates that. So yeah, that's enough from me. Let the party start now. We know it's the last game. I'd like 3 points, a good performance. Hopefully, he plays the strongest team, and let's have the biggest party and show the world what we're all about when we throw parties at Anfield and for the parade on Monday. Okay, enjoy the rest of your Friday and Saturday, and I will speak to you, and Sunday, of course, and Monday, and I will speak to you Monday on the post-match and the parade, and hopefully we'll have some transfer news for you as well thrown into the mix. Take care, have a boss weekend, up the Reds.